Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it is, of course, decorating day. So let's jump straight in. This is going to go to the right page. So you can see here, I've kind of already started. I've done a little bit of this already. I was just bored during the week and I was playing around with some ideas. But I will explain to you what I've done and how I've done it. That's just my little needful note, so that can go off to the side. So what I've done is I went into the Vanskap note paper, which I still will probably use some of this in a minute, so stay tuned. And I've basically got this, not that piece, where is it? This sheet here, and I've just cut out very crudely. You'll see this isn't square, but I'm going with it. I basically just cut the cat out of the paper and then cut a square out in the middle. And then with that square is how I've made this little mini envelope, which is going to hold my footy stuff this week. I've noticed I've been using the same envelopes lately, so I thought I would do something different. And then the little cat at the bottom is just a scrap left over from a couple of weeks ago when I was playing. I think it was when I did the monthly one. I know I've used this Vanskap range like 4 times, but I love it. It is actually, every time I look through my pads or look through my paper lovers book, I find a little bit more inspiration for something else. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to use it in a bunch of different ways. And so this next one is another way that I'm going to use it, which I think is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and pull this out of the planner, because that's very important. And then we'll just put this off to the side for now. So basically what's going to happen here is this little note paper is going to sit down the bottom here. And then I'm going to have, you know how usually with the envelopes I put the needful off to the side? What I'm going to do is, in one of the sticker books, I don't know if it's the sticker book or the paper lovers book, there's like a little conversation kind of thing. I'm just going to stick that on, and basically it's just going to take up the whole of next week. And then what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to stick it down basically right there. And what that's going to do is it's going to cover a lot of Thursday, I'm aware, but it still leaves enough room there, and certainly leaves enough room on Friday, and leaves my weekend completely free. And then all I need to do is work out what I'm going to do down the sides here, but we'll get to that in a second. So the first thing I'm going to do is just find where I put my eraser and rub this out, because this needs to go. So then I'm going to jump into the sticker book. Let's see if we can find those little conversation things first. I think it must be in the paper lovers book. If not, I'm just going to draw it in because I think it's cool. I think it's a good, could do it this way with this to and from, but I don't want to. Must be in the paper lovers book. Lots of stamps. Cards. Oh, that's left over from last week. I was using it to flatten everything out. Maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe it isn't in here. I do imagine things a lot. No, I'm imagining things. It's alright. I'm going to draw it in. Or I might use like one of these labels instead. Somehow. We'll come back to it. So what I do need to find is something to run down the edges. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to grab... Come on, it's here somewhere. No, I've seen it. There we go. I'm going to grab this one. And you guys would have seen a really long time ago I used, I think it was the Cute note paper. I really need to use some more out of the Cute range. I've been a bit slack with them. And I'm going to cut this out, both the edges off, and use that. We'll still have to just work out if this is going to work, so we'll just attempt it first and then see how we go. So I'm just using my paper trimmer for this just because I need to be a bit more precise, and I'm deliberately putting it a little bit further across than what I think where the white is. I don't want to have to cut too much of the white off if I can avoid it, and that's pretty much perfect. Who would have thunk that I did something perfect? And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Try to anyway. Sorry, my dog's in here today and he's being a bit of a... He's playing with his ball, I think. You guys have met my dog. He's gorgeous, but he just makes a bit of noise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that down the side. Problem, of course, with these smaller notepads is that they don't go the whole way down, and because the pieces of paper aren't perfectly, what's the word I'm looking for, perfectly matched, it doesn't quite work. But I am still going to use it like that. I might use this one on the other side in a funny way. We'll come back to that. And then I'm going to put a sticker or a piece of cardboard. Where was those? I'm going to put, what colour have I got here? That's kind of grey with green and pink, but it's the light grey. So if we grab this one, whoops. So I've just grabbed that sticker. I'm not going to stick this down yet, but that just about covers, so that's perfect. So I'm just going to grab the glue tape. I'm just going to use this to protect my desk a little bit. If you have a really good look at my desk, if you guys are that bored and you really want to, zoom in on my desk and you see all the little glue residue bits. It's really funny. Every time I sit here I try and get rid of them, but it never seems to work. So I'm going to line this up as close as I can to the bottom. And then bring it up. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then put this sticker on. Obviously that's coming off, and then I'll just trim it up. I'll grab my scissors, sorry. I sometimes call them skizzers. I don't know why I do it, but it's just a habit. Go. So she looks like that. And I'm actually going to stick that down. And there goes the tray. It's very noisy today. So this is just going to get stuck straight on. No flipping this week. Just as it is. Go. And then just punch the holes out so you guys can see then what it looks like. There we go. So that's what that side looks like when it's all sorted out. And I'm just gonna grab, I'm gonna have another quick look in here. No, they don't have anything that I can, just trying to see if there's maybe something I can fashion. So I sort of thought maybe I could put like the house there, but that's not enough room to write the needful details in. There are only 2 games this week, but it's still not quite enough room. So I'll just jump into the Paper Lovers book again. I'll just get one of these labels. These aren't gonna work either. Oh, maybe. I don't think it's gonna work either. As in, I don't think it just doesn't quite work the way I want it to. Does any of the note paper have a... I'm basically trying to find this, the little meow thing. That's what I want. And I don't think any of the note paper has that. Yeah, that one does, but it's a little big. It's a little big. That one does, but I don't know if I want to use that whole piece of paper for that teeny tiny, and it's not big enough anyway. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get... This is my thinking time. I need like thinking music on behind me. what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper out of my drawer. I'm just grabbing a lead pencil. What I'm trying to do is not trace exactly this shape, but just a basic kind of shape. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. It'll all make sense, I promise. That's a terrible speech bubble. This is why I cut things up and don't draw, because I'm really bad at it. I'm just gonna guess. So what I want to do is grab a bit of the green paper. You know what? Bugger it. Seriously, bugger it. You guys have heard me say 1,000 times before that I never actually end up using these, and that's not going to be big enough. So I'm just going to cut a little square of this. It's not going to work either. See, again with my drawing skills. And I'm just cutting out a sort of cloud shape. Very, very roughly. You can see I'm not even going on what I drew. We'll see how crap it looks when we're done. So I'm going to write those needful details on there, and I'm just going to use black just because it's a little easier. I'm just letting that dry for a second. I've just found that on that paper it doesn't quite work out right. I'm just going to do something a little tricky here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this as like a little thought bubble. So I'm just going to punch out 2, 3 little holes here. So I'm going to have that sitting like that, and then have a no, I'll just do 2. And then have it coming up like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick all that down, and I'll be back in just a sec. So there we go. That's what that looks like. That's actually come out really good. I'm actually really glad that I kind of messed around with that for a minute to work out what the heck we were doing. So then from there, to finish this side of the page off, we're just going to go and grab our netball stickers for Monday. So we'll just grab that one. And I'm just going to write this in teal and black, just because I think they sort of fit this week a little bit. So that is basically that side. I'll probably put something else up there in a minute. I need something up the top here. It just doesn't look quite right. So then to jump over to the other side, which is going to be something completely different. I would love to put it down that side instead, but I don't think... Oh, yeah, maybe. I might put it there, have that underneath it, because that then covers up to the top there, and then you just have that blank. That actually works. So we're going to do that. So same thing on this one. I'm just going to run this down the side, and I'm going to stick that down, and then I'll be back in just a sec. quite so well, and I now kind of have a fold on this side, but that's okay. I'm not too worried. I just have some pencil marks on this side, so I'm just rubbing them off. That's basically what that side then looks like. So I'm just going to punch the holes now so I can see what I'm working with. There we go. So I'm just looking at it going, okay, I need to bring some green into this side. So I'm just going to jump into the sticker book and see what I can find. This is my biggest pet peeve, is when I don't put enough glue somewhere and I can see it sticking up. I think I've managed to fix that, but I'm just going to put my netball stickers and stuff on first because I need to write that in, and that way I can go with the decorating from there. The other thing I'm really going to quickly do, and this is going to look weird, but I have to do it because otherwise I'm not going to know what the date is, and you have to excuse my terrible handwriting, but I just need to put the actual date in so I know what date it is, otherwise I will get really confused. Just throwing things all over the place today. I can get away with the 26th up here because it's not so, I want to say it's not so important. Oh, actually, you know what, just to be consistent, I'm just going to put that there. So at least I can see it. And then of course we need to put the footy in. Like a brown, enough brown for Hawthorn. Should I go the darker brown? I think that's purple. That's purple. Goodness, how can I not tell the difference? Okay. So that's it, that's all I need to put, as in writing wise. I do need to put gym stuff in there. No, I don't, because this is the week that I'm actually working. So if you guys watch my Wellness Wednesdays, you'll know that I'm not working at the moment. I'm just between things. But I do have a week's worth of work this week. So woohoo, I am going to get some money, which means I can spend it at kikki.k. I'm getting head shakes. That's a no. Damn. I did try, guys, I promise. So I'm just looking, trying to work out what I'm going to put down here. Like I said, I need some green. And I've used the houses before, so I'm trying not to use the houses again, because we want to do something different. You don't always want to use the same things. I don't really want to use any more kitties because I feel like we have enough kitties on this page. Let's try something. No. I really like the window thing. Like, I like doing something that's slightly different. But it's just trying to work out where you go from there. I think what I'll do is I'll cut out, I know I just said no more kitties, but why not? We're in it now, we might as well keep going. I'm just going to cut these little kitties out, just not particularly carefully, but carefully enough. This will bring some of that green in, and then it means I don't, not that I'd waste this paper, because it'll go in my to use one day when I need to use all the paper that I own pile. I promise one day I'll use it. I'm just going to put this one just here. Just purely decorative, this one, nothing more. But it covers up that Mother's Day, which it isn't Mother's Day. I think that must be Mother's Day in England or Sweden or something. And I'll put this one just in that little corner there. Again, just bringing some green in to each side. I don't have any grey on this side, so I need to just put something else. Something else that's grey. I'm going to cover up that bump. I don't really mind it that much, but let's just cover it up so that nobody else can see that I made a boo-boo. And I think I'm actually going to leave it at that. I still think I'm missing something up here, but I think if I go any further, it's going to actually overpower it a little bit. So I am going to leave it at that. There is a good balance of colour. I know this side's really, really pink, but I like the way this is sitting there, and I really like the way that borders come with it. I'm pretty good with this. So that is my week using the Vanskap range. Again, as I said at the start, I know I use it a lot, or I have used it. Sorry, I just noticed this on the bottom. I have used it a couple of times, but I think if I can keep using it in different ways, it sort of shows how versatile this range actually is. And the more I look at it, the more I play with it, the more I can sort of find that I like doing with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you guys have used the Vanskap range in any kind of way and you plan to send me a link, send me a photo. I'll put my Facebook and my Instagram accounts down below so you guys can get in contact with me if you can't do it through YouTube. But I want to see how you guys have used it, and I might just get some inspiration from what you guys have done. So shoot it through, let me have a look, and if it's really cool, I'll find a way to share it and show other people if that's cool with you. Otherwise, guys, I will see you again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.